Hello everyone, this is Colleen Lemma, Starseed Astrologer and Spiritual Messenger from SacredSoulEmpowerment.com, here to do your weekly intuitive reading for Monday, March 29th through Sunday, April 4th, 2021. For this week's weekly reading, we'll be using the Animal Wise Tarot deck by Ted Andrews for the main message for everyone. And your special message card this week, depending on your stone of choice, will be coming from the Yin Yang Oracle deck by Stellara. So let's go ahead and take a look at our stones of choice for this week. We start out here with this beautiful pink kunzite stone. Now, pink kunzite is a stone of romantic love, and it does help to assist in communication of feelings within romantic types of relationships. It's also a stone, though, of self-love, as well as a stone that helps to connect your heart with your mind. Your second stone of choice here is a zebra stone. And the zebra stone helps to keep one grounded and centered. It helps to unite the masculine and the feminine energies within. And it also is a stone that's very motivating and energetic. And then your last stone of choice here is a beautiful yellow calcite. Yellow calcite is a stone that helps to activate the solar plexus chakra, so therefore it's activating your personal power center, activating self-confidence. It helps to clear old patterns, and it helps to increase your drive and motivation. So again, your stones of choice for this week are the pink kunzite, the zebra stone, or the yellow calcite. So let's talk about the astrological energies of the week. We start out on Monday, the 29th of March, with the sun, which is the ruler of our ego, our vitality, our self-identity. It's right now currently in the sign of Aries, the first sign of the zodiac, the sign of the individual. And on Monday, it's connecting with Chiron, the wounded healer, or the planet or asteroid that rules karmic wounds from the past. And also on this day is Mercury, the planet of the mind, our thoughts, our ideas, our communications, connecting with Neptune, planet of the spiritual realm, in Pisces. So since these connections are happening on the same day, I feel like they go together. So when we talk about the sun and Chiron coming together, I feel like the sun is highlighting or shining its light upon these old karmic wounds of the self, because that's where Chiron is, in Aries, the sign of the self, the individual, ruling our self-confidence, our courage, our self-identity. So again, the sun is highlighting these wounds, but here also on the same day we have Mercury and Neptune coming together in this unconditionally loving, compassionate, healing sign of Pisces. So if we use our mind in an imaginative, kind of reflective sort of way, because as it is in Pisces, Mercury likes to rule the logical mind, but it's in Pisces, so it's more free-flowing and imaginative and creative and artistic and spiritual there. And then it comes together with Neptune, again, the planet that does rule the spiritual realms and does rule unconditional love and compassion. So I feel like if we, go through a self-reflection kind of moment, if we silence our minds in meditation or self-contemplation, we can really bring healing energies, to these wounds of the self. The sun's going to highlight them, and Mercury and Neptune is going to help to heal them, release them, transmute them, love them into a higher state of existence, which kind of burns it away or transmutes it and helps us to transcend it. That Pisces energy wants to transcend something and rise above it and rise into a higher state in regards to something. So this is a good combination to do a lot of healing. And then on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, we have a lot of sextile aspects. Now, first I'll say that a sextile aspect is an aspect of opportunity, meaning that any two planets that come together in a sextile, we have to be aware of the opportunity that's presented by these energies from these planets. And then we have to take some sort of action on what the opportunity is all about. Otherwise, that opportunity might just pass you by. So in this case, on Tuesday, we have Venus, planet of the divine feminine, planet of relationships and love, the planet that also rules our personal resources and finances, and she's going to be sextiling Saturn. Saturn rules karmic wounds. Saturn rules limitation. Saturn rules restriction, but Saturn also rules the process of restructuring something. So there's an opportunity here to restructure the strength and confidence of the divine feminine, because Venus is in Aries. Venus is in Aries, so that divine feminine is strong and self-confident. But, again, it's bringing up some old karmic past life wounds with Saturn. But there's this opportunity that we can restructure whatever these wounds are all about and bring healing to them. On Wednesday the 31st, the Sun in Aries is now sextile Saturn. So again, the Sun in Aries is our vitality, our energy, again, our confidence, our ego, feeling strong, taking charge, being a leader. And so here, there might be an opportunity to heal, again, some of those self-identity and positive ego types of wounds, to where we might feel a lack of confidence or a lack of our identity, a lack of courage. So on Tuesday and Wednesday, with both Venus and the Sun coming together with Saturn in that way, I feel like there's an opportunity to do some spiritual healing in regards to some of that, some of those subconscious patterns, if you will, some of those old karmic wounds, if you will. On Thursday, Mercury, which is in that sign of Pisces, remember, because on Monday, Mercury came together with Neptune. But now on Thursday, Mercury is in a sextile to Pluto. Pluto is the planet of death and rebirth, transformation, regeneration, big changes. Pluto rules the subconscious realm. And this aspect also moves into Friday, so Thursday and Friday, depending on what part of the world you're in, we're going to be feeling this. So here again is another opportunity for us to heal mental patterns, because Mercury is involved. We're healing these mental patterns, and we're healing these spiritual perceptions, because Mercury is in Pisces, brings in that spiritual component. And again, Mercury does rule our perceptions. So we're healing and transforming and transmuting old spiritual perceptions, and transcending them would be the greatest possibility. The greatest opportunity here is to transcend some of those old spiritual perceptions that we might hold regarding our boundaries or our lack of direction, lack of connection spiritually, and these are just a few examples. So far, there's a lot of opportunity for healing this week. On Saturday the 3rd, we end the week by saying that Mercury is now moving out of Pisces and into the sign of Aries, first sign of the zodiac. So Mercury will be joining both the Sun and Venus in this strong, confident, take charge sign. Again, Mercury rules our thoughts, our ideas, our perceptions, and our communications. It rules all that mental realm stuff. And it's going to be coming out of that dreamy, creative, artistic, ethereal kind of energy of Pisces. And on the 3rd of April, move into Aries, where it will be for a few weeks. Usually it spends around 3 weeks, give or take, in any particular sign of the zodiac. So Mercury is now more confident in its ideas. It is now a stronger thinker. It's more initiating with its thoughts and its ideas. We can be more leadership oriented with communications and with what it is that we want to put out there in the world. Okay? So let's go ahead and take a look at the messages from our angels and guides for the week. And turning over the first card, okay. We have Major Arcana 15. This is the Devil card, and it's represented by the raven here. And I just love ravens. Ravens and crows are kind of in the same family. So if you like crows or have crow as a totem, raven is a very close family member to the crow. And it says at the bottom of this card, light in the dark and shape-shifting. Now, the Devil card is a card that talks about our anxieties, our fears. those things that we're afraid of or frightened of. And usually that entails our own mind, our own thoughts, our own perceptions. And so that's a lot about what we've been talking about for this week as far as the astrological connections. So we're dealing here a lot with anxieties, and we're trying to shine the light on them, just like the sun at the beginning of the week is shining its light upon those Chiron past life wounds. So here we're shining our light upon these fears. We're shining our light upon these anxieties or challenges or feelings of not being good enough or whatever that might be. And we're shifting them. It says shape shifting at the bottom. We're actually shifting or transmuting or transcending, if you can, if you will, if you desire. You're transcending these particular energies, okay? So that's all the Devil card is about. It's about the, the lower ego mind and all of the fears and anxieties and old subconscious patterns and the challenges that we impose upon ourselves and whatnot. And again, just like it says, we're shining light upon the shadows of those energies. And we're here to transmute them, redirect them, and shift them into a higher state of energy. So let's go ahead and take a look at the next card here. Okay. To me, the raven also represents mystery and magic. To me, it has that very mysterious and magical kind of energy to it. So look at it that way too. It's where, we're dealing with the mysteries of life. We're dealing with the magical realms and using the magic within ourselves to, again, shape-shift or transform some of those lower energies. The second card, another major arcana. This is major arcana number 9. It's the Hermit, represented by the owl here. To me, owls are always about higher knowledge and wisdom. And at the bottom, it actually does say silent wisdom, vision, and guidance. So this, to me, the Hermit, the Hermit's on a journey of self-discovery. The Hermit is alone, traveling that spiritual journey. And he's looking within himself to find the answers that he seeks. And that's kind of what the owl is representing here. Going within yourself, being silent in meditation or self-contemplation. And as you go within yourself, you're looking for the answers by connecting to your higher soul self or your own inner guide. You're connecting to that higher wisdom, that higher knowledge of the heavens, the universe. And you're bringing that forth. Owls are very silent. They, when we see them in a tree, they're seemingly very still. They're quiet. And so here it's locating and connecting with that silence within ourselves, connecting with that vision within ourselves. And that means visionary powers, our intuitive abilities, our psychic abilities. And just as the Hermit is going to seek the light within himself, so are we going to seek the light within ourselves this week in doing some of this soul searching and some of this healing and bringing forth that inner wisdom from the higher realms and from within ourselves to give us guidance as to the next step on our path. Okay, so that's some very powerful energy there with these first two cards. Let's see what the last card is. Okay, we have another major arcana. So whenever we have a lot of major arcana in a reading, it's talking about soul growth and evolution. It's highly about soul growth and evolution this week. And this is the Chariot card, major arcana number 7, the Chariot. And this is represented by the horse. So what do we think of when we see a horse? We think of fast movement forward, right? This horse is in at least a trot, if not a gallop. And if we think about a horse galloping forward, it's moving fast. So this means that through that early part of the week, and looking at the shadow side and transcending the shadow side and finding our inner wisdom and seeking the light within ourselves, this is all a part of a soul journey. And it's part of our soul growth and evolution that we can move forward, quickly through. We can kind of move forward and gallop through it, so to speak. And the message at the bottom does say movement and balance. And so we need to stay balanced as we're doing some inner soul searching. We're needing to stay balanced as things are rising to the surface to be healed. And we need to allow ourselves to move through them. Okay, recognize them, be aware of them, but don't hang on to them. Ask for healing, ask for guidance, ask for, the energy to be transmuted, ask for the cords to be pulled between you and whatever these energies are all about. And the Chariot, gives us that indication that we will be able to bring these opposing energies into a balance in order to move forward in a positive way. Okay, so that was a very positive reading. Let's go ahead and take a look at the special message card, depending on the stone of choice for the week. Okay, so let's give this a little shuffle. This is kind of a large deck, so got to pay attention here not to drop them. But the first stone was the pink kunzite. So we're looking at special message for pink kunzite people for this week. Special message for pink kunzite. Okay, this one's calling my attention right here. And this one says ego, vanity, and pride. And she's looking in a mirror, and she actually has a clock behind her. So to me, it does make me feel of the past. We're dealing with reflections from the past, energies from the past, and this can include past lives as well as the past in this life. We're talking about the ego here, as it says at the top. So again, we talked earlier about shining the light upon those places of the shadow of the ego that needs to be healed. And, to not feel like you're the only one. That's kind of the feeling I'm getting from this card. Don't feel like you're the only one that's going through some of this healing process. There's a good many people out there in the collective of humanity that might feel less than or not good enough or have challenges in relationships or, whatever those wounds might be, lacking self-confidence, not feeling smart enough, whatever it might be. So it's time to allow the healing of the shadow of the ego. It's time this to me also, with the mirror involved here, feels like there's a projection of energies between you and maybe relationships in your lives. So if there's challenges in relationships, know that we're projecting our wounds upon one another. We're wounded, they're wounded, and sometimes, when two people are playing out of their wounds, we're projecting onto each other, and that creates challenges in the relationship too. So know that by healing yourself, healing the shadows of your own ego, it can only help the relationship. And we can also see with new and different eyes from a different perspective what that other person might be going through as well, and some of the struggles and challenges they might be having spiritually in whatever situation we might find ourselves in. Okay, and let's take a look at the special message card for people that chose the zebra stone. Okay, so the zebra stone people. Special message for zebra stone. This one on the bottom here is calling my attention. And it says fate, detours, and divine intervention. I always love this card. It's a very beautiful card. Fate, detours, and divine intervention. So there might be some sort of fated situation or circumstance that you're in, meaning that it's part of your soul's evolution and growth to go through it. So this could be anything from a career situation, money situation, family situation, another type of relationship situation that is in part meant to be playing out the way it is. It's fated. Now we can, make a decision or a choice because we have free will based on, the situation itself. We can make a decision that would be in our highest and best interest, but it doesn't mean that whatever's happening is fated. It just means that the situation, the people involved in the situation, it's part of your soul growth and evolution to be going through whatever this is. And notice the lightning bolt coming down from the cloudy, stormy looking sky. But it's highlighting the tree. It's going right down to the very root of the tree and into the earth. And it's illuminating the earth. And the earth can be a symbol of stability, of being grounded, of being focused, of having that solid ground beneath your feet. So it's like the heavens are highlighting stability here. There's an opportunity to bring in stability and growth. The tree is, vibrant and beautiful and green leaves. So there's something going on that's meant to be happening, but know that there's an opportunity through maybe different decisions that you might make for this growth. It also does say detour. So there might be a slight spiritual detour on your path where you thought, well, my life was going in a particular way, or I'm doing something that I've made a decision on, and then all of a sudden life hands you something unexpected, which is that fated part, to redirect you, at least for a time. A detour doesn't mean it keeps us from getting to our destination. A detour just means we have to go around something to then get back on track and get to our destination. So you're just being redirected for a time, and you're needing to go through this detour, and know that you have, some divine intervention. You have assistance from your angels and guides in getting through this detour and being able to get back on track and stable to get to whatever the goal is. Okay? And then for those of you that chose the yellow calcite, special message. Yellow calcite. This one's sticking up when I open my eyes. And it says Leo, Aries, Sagittarius, Ace of Fire. So this is not a regular traditional tarot deck, but like a tarot deck, the Ace of Fire is about a new beginning on a spiritual level, a new beginning on a creative level, a new beginning on an energetic level. And it does indicate Leo, Aries, and Sagittarius, the 3 fire signs. So this could mean that we're having some sort of interaction or involvement this week with somebody that has Leo, Aries, or Sagittarius sun sign, moon sign, or rising sign. Or this can just be about the energies of these 3 fire signs. Leo, Aries, and Sagittarius are all fire signs, and so they share a commonality with that fire element, being energizing, inspirational, leadership-oriented, creative, if I didn't say creative already. It can be, very, very enlightening. It lights the way, right? Fire lights the way. It shines its light upon things and makes things brighter and hotter and more passionate. And that could be, it can be a little risky on one side of the coin, but it also can be very exciting on the other side of the coin. So use some of the positive of these fire signs. Use that inspiring, creative, spiritual energy to start something new, to create a new beginning like the Ace of Fire would. All right, everybody. Well, I hope you've liked this weekly intuitive reading. Realize, too, that this brings us into a new month, and so very shortly I will have also the monthly intuitive reading for the month of April up on my YouTube channel, so be sure to check that out. And I want to thank all of you for those that have been watching my journey with my new website and with my new social platforms of Instagram and Pinterest and Tumblr, and trying to get into all of that. Thank you for all of you that have commented on my videos and left supportive messages on my Facebook posts, and I want to send you all lots of love and light and many, many angel blessings.